Hello, this is Young Dungeon Master. Today we have a simple map for fantasy setting, but there is a slight twist. Let's look at it from a perspective of a dungeon master who just saw this map and wants to implement it into his next session. First of all, recognize the main features. I have a checklist of what to check and pay attention to. Distances and spacing are vital for a good encounter dynamic. Be aware of how quickly a character moves through the map and what could impair movement, so keep an eye out for possible difficult terrain areas. Those mine branches are a perfect fit. Then comes line of sight. I like my maps with a lot of line of sight blocking and obscuring vision with darkness or blinding light. It provides a challenge for ranged characters to pay attention and act strategically. With this map, the deeper the characters get into the mine, the darker it gets. Some maps have hazards, like flowing lava or traps. I'm always cautious about adding such elements as death by fallen rocks is not very heroic or satisfying, but maybe it's your thing. Also, don't forget about interactivity. What buttons and levers can characters push and switch? What dynamics it would introduce to a fight? I would add a minecart as a movable cover and a solid blocking mechanism. It also invites creativity on players' side to utilize it in combat. Come up with mechanics regarding how characters would push it. Would it take up an action or be part of a movement? I would advise against forcing a roll or any skill check, as it would inevitably slow down and make an interaction a drag, with possibility of failure doing a seemingly mundane task. Another advice I would give is don't show the map too early. It is tempting to put down the map as characters arrive on its border, but it changes the pace of the game dramatically as players go into encounter mode and slow way down. I would only show the map as they arrive in the first cave. Before that, I would just describe what they see. The other reason is I just don't put enemies close to the border from which the party arrives, so the encounter would naturally begin near the center of the map, where there is room to maneuver. Now, when we have the place figured out, let's focus on the who. When I populate a dungeon, I always look what's around the place in the setting, if it is in the forest or a plain, or maybe even close to a cliché graveyard. That informs me on what kind of threat could be around. Or you can flip it around. If the savage orcs raided the place, that means their camp is nearby. It's a good rule of thumb that adjacency helps your world building. I hope this video was as entertaining as it was useful. As per usual, link for the map is in description. If you like the video, please subscribe and visit me on Twitter. I'm a lot more active there than here. See you soon and good luck with your rolls.